Good morning, children. How are you all? Hope you all are taking a good care of yourself. So, children, let us start today's mathematics class. This is class 10th, subject mathematics, chapter number 6, triangles, lecture number 7, and content I am going to cover from NCERT. Children, in my previous video, which was based on lecture number 8, I made you understand how to solve the different problems which are based on area of similar triangles. Got it, children? Now, in today's lecture number 9, the topics which I am going to cover, they are number 1, first of all, I will explain you theorem 6.7. After that, I will be teaching you theorem 6.8, which is actually the Pythagoras theorem. Clear? And then the third thing which we are going to cover in today's lecture, that will be homework example solution discussion, which is given on page number 143. Children, in my previous lecture, I gave you few questions from exercise. They were quite simple. I hope you all may have done those questions. But I found this example a little bit difficult for you, as well as it is one of the most important examples. So I am going to discuss the solution of this example in today's lecture. Clear, students? So children, let us start today's class. This is theorem 6.7 on page number 145. The proof of this theorem is not given in NCERT book. So you please try to understand it very well, because this theorem will help you to solve one of the most important theorems, that is Pythagoras theorem, which is theorem number 6.8. That theorem also I am going to cover today. Clear, students? So let us start. What is the statement of this theorem? The statement says, if a perpendicular is drawn from the vertex of a right angled triangle to the hypotenuse, then triangles on both sides of the perpendicular are similar to the whole triangle as well as to each other. Now, I am going to explain you the statement of this theorem through this diagram. Please understand. First of all, you require a right angled triangle. So here I have made a right angled triangle, that is triangle ABC, which is right angle at B. Now what the statement says, if a perpendicular is drawn from the vertex of the right angle, see, ABC are the three vertices of the right angle triangle, that is triangle ABC. Here you can see that angle B is basically that particular vertex where 90-degree angle is formed. So what the statement says, if a perpendicular is drawn from the vertex of a right angle, this is right angle. So from here one more perpendicular is drawn. Where? To the hypotenuse. Then there will be two triangles formed. Here you can see the first triangle is ADB and another triangle is CDB. Correct? Then both of these triangles are similar to each other, as well as they are similar to the whole bigger triangle, that is triangle ABC, which is actually a right angled triangle, right angle at B. So this is the statement of this theorem number 6.7. We are going to use this statement to prove our next theorem, which is Pythagoras theorem, which is one of the most important theorem. So, but before that, we must understand the proof of theorem number 6.7. So, let us start. What is given? You will be having a right angled triangle given, that is triangle ABC, which is right angle at B. Clear? Then a perpendicular is drawn from this right angle to the hypotenuse. It means this is also given to us. So we can say that BD is perpendicular to AC. This is also given. Now to prove, what we have to prove? We have to prove that when two triangles are formed, while drawing a perpendicular from the right angle of a right angled triangle, then both of those triangles are similar to each other, as well as they are similar to the bigger triangle, that is triangle ABC. Clear? So what we have to prove? Triangle ADB, this is ADB, is similar to triangle ABC. Correct? And what else we have to prove? Triangle CDB is similar to triangle CBA. This CBA is nothing but ABC only. Got it? Okay. Or you can write like this also. The name of these triangles you can write like this also. That at place of CDB I have written BDC. Again I am going to deal with the same triangle. This is BDC. This is similar to ABC. This I have to prove. Along with it I have to prove that these two smaller triangles are also similar to each other. That is triangle ADB is similar to triangle BDC. This is ADB is similar to triangle BDC. Got it, children? So let us start its proof. First of all, I am going to prove that this smaller triangle, that is triangle ADB, is similar to the bigger triangle, that is triangle ABC. Correct? So here I have taken in triangle ADB and triangle ABC. Please have a look, children. This angle A is common in both. In which two triangles? Triangle ADB and triangle ABC. So angle 1 is common. Correct? And here you can see that angle 4 is of 90 degree. Similarly, in the bigger triangle, angle B is of 90 degree. B is made up of angle 2 plus angle 3. So here I have written angle 1 is equal to angle 1, which is common angle, because A is in the correspondence with A. Correct? And angle 4 is equal to angle 2 plus angle 3, which is actually angle B, and both are equal to 90 degree. So children, can you tell me which criteria I am going to apply over here so that I can say that both of these triangles are similar to each other? Correct. This is double A similarity criteria. Now here I have written that by double A similarity criteria, we can say that triangle ADB is similar to triangle ABC. Got it, children? Children, do you remember I told you that in similarity, symbolic form of the triangle matters a lot. Have a look. A is having the correspondence with A. At angle D, let me check at vertex D what angle is formed. Here you can see in this diagram, at vertex D angle 4 is formed if I am going to talk about this triangle, that is triangle ADB. Correct? So this is of 90 degree. In the same manner, if I am going to talk about complete triangle ABC, then again angle B is of 90 degree. So angle D is in the corresponding with angle B. Correct? And definitely whatever is the left, the third one, B is having in the correspondence with angle C. Got it? So by double A similarity criteria, we have proved that triangle ADB is similar to triangle ABC. Now let us take another pair. I am going to take now triangle BDC, this is BDC, and triangle ABC. Let us check. While reading the name of these triangle, children, you can easily judge that angle C is equal to angle C. Means angle 6 is equal to angle 6, which is common. Correct? Now in triangle BDC, angle 5, which is of 90 degree, that must be equal to complete angle B, that is angle 2 plus angle 3. Both are of 90 degree. So again, by which criteria? Definitely by double A similarity criteria, we can say that triangle BDC is similar to triangle ABC. Let it consider as equation number 2 and the previous one as equation number 1. Now children, from both the equation, from equation number 1 as well as from equation number 2, please understand triangle ADB is similar to triangle ABC, and in equation number 2, triangle BDC is again similar to triangle ABC. So when there are two triangles which are similar to the same triangle, it means those two triangles are also similar to each other. So it implies to, we can say that triangle ADB is similar to triangle BDC. Means these two smaller one are similar to each other. Okay. This is method number 1. What did I do? I just took this smaller triangle, that is ADB, and I have proved it similar to triangle ABC. In the same manner, I have taken another smaller triangle, that is triangle BDC, and I have put it similar to triangle ABC. Now as they both are similar to triangle ABC, it means they both are similar to each other also. So up to here the theorem is completed. But suppose if you do not want to go using this method, that first of all you are going to prove one smaller triangle similar to the bigger one, then another smaller triangle similar to the bigger one, and ultimately you are going to prove both of them as similar. Then there is one more alternate method also, in which you can directly prove that triangle ADB, this smaller triangle, is similar to another smaller triangle, that is BDC. Okay. So what can be done for this? Please understand, this is very important step which I am going to make you learn. Just to see children, in the bigger triangle, that is right angled triangle, right angle at B, in triangle ABC, if angle B is of 90 degree, while applying angle sum property of a triangle, can I say that angle 1 plus angle 6 will also be of 90 degree? Of course. Because the sum of all the three angles of a triangle is 180 degree. If one angle is of 90, it means other two having the sum 90, correct? Okay. Now I am going to take this smaller triangle, that is triangle ADB. Again, if I am going to leave angle 4, which is of 90 degree, then can I say that angle 1 and plus this part, that is angle 2, will also be of 90 degree? Of course. So let us consider them as equation number 1 and equation number 2. Children, in equation number 1, angle 1 plus angle 6 is equal to 90 degree. And in equation number 2, angle 1 plus angle 2 is equal to 90 degree. As they both are of 90 degree, can I equate LHS also? Because RHS are same. So it implies to angle 1 plus angle 6 is equal to angle 1 plus angle 2. Angle 1 and angle 1 are going to be cancelled. So it implies to angle 6 is equal to angle 2. So let us check where is angle 6. Angle 6 is in triangle BDC. Okay. And where is angle 2? This is angle 2. It is in triangle ADB. Got it? So it means we can say that angle 2 is equal to angle 6. And angle 4 is equal to angle 5. Both are of 90 degree each. So it means we have proved that by double A similarity criteria, triangle ADB is similar to triangle BDC. Correct? So angle 4 is equal to angle 5, angle 2 is equal to angle 6. Now suppose if you do not want to apply double A similarity, you want to apply triple A similarity criteria, then definitely you have to prove that angle 1 is equal to angle 3. So for that, what is to be done? Now again I am going to take the same triangle, that is ADB. In triangle ADB, this ADB, as well as in triangle BDC, again angle 4 and angle 5 both are equal, correct? Angle 2 is equal to angle 6. I have just proved in equation number 3. So again I have said that by double A similarity criteria, triangle ADB is similar to triangle BDC. Correct, children? This is that part which I have just explained you right now. Now suppose if you want to prove that both the smaller triangles are similar to each other by triple A similarity criteria. So for that you have to prove that angle 4 is equal to angle 5, which is really actually right, because both are of 90 degree. Angle 2 is equal to angle 6. I have already proved. Now I have to prove that angle 1 is equal to angle 3. So what is to be done for that? Now I am going to take the bigger triangle, that is angle 1 plus angle 6. They both will form the sum as 90 degree. So this is angle 1 plus angle 6 is equal to 90 degree. Got it? Now I am going to take another triangle, that is triangle BDC. triangle BDC. Children, when I proved that angle 2 is equal to angle 6, in that case I took triangle ADB. But now I am going to take BDC. The same strategy you have to apply. Leaving 90 degree angle, just add rest of the two angles. So what you are going to get? You will be getting angle 3 plus angle 6 is equal to 90 degree. Again, you can give them the name. You can give the name as 5, 6, 7, 8. The choice is yours. Both the equations are equal to 90 degree. Their right hand sides are equal. So can I say that left hand side will also be equal? So angle 1 plus angle 6 is equal to angle 3 plus angle 6. Angle 6 and angle 6 are going to be cancelled. So I have proved that angle 1 is equal to angle 3. So by triple A similarity criteria, I have proved that triangle ADB is similar to triangle BDC. Understood? So children, just look at here. In triangle ADB and triangle BDC, I have just proved that angle 4 is equal to angle 5. Both are of 90 degree. That you know. Angle 1 is equal to angle 3. I have proved just now. Angle 2 is equal to angle 6. That is from equation number 3. So by triple A similarity criteria, we can say that triangle ADB is similar to triangle BDC. Got it? Okay. Now switch to the most important theorem, that is the proof of Pythagoras theorem. Children, you know very well what is the statement of Pythagoras theorem. So let us recall it. In a right triangle means right angled triangle, the square of the hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the square of the other two sides. What are those other two sides? One is base and another is altitude. Okay. So children, this is right angled triangle which I have drawn. It is right angle at B. Triangle ABC, which is right angle at B. You know that the side which is opposite of 90 degree, that is the biggest side and it is known as hypotenuse as well. So here I have taken AC as the biggest length. You can see in the diagram as well. Okay. So what I have to prove? I have to prove that AC square is equal to AB square plus BC square. This is actually the theorem says. So let us start. Given a triangle, right angled triangle ABC, which is right angle at B. To prove AC square is equal to AB square plus BC square. Now children, as I told you that to prove Pythagoras theorem, we have to use the proof of theorem 6.7, or even we can use its statement also. Fine. So what I am going to do for that, in theorem 6.7, we drew a perpendicular from right angle of a right angled triangle. So here the same construction I have done. A perpendicular, that is BD, is a perpendicular which is drawn on AC. So this is the part of the construction. But from where it is drawn? It is drawn from a 90 degree angle. Okay. Now, let us start its proof. Since triangle ABC is right angled triangle and BD is perpendicular on AC. So we have just proved in theorem 6.7 that triangle ADB must be similar to triangle ABC. Means this smaller triangle is similar to the bigger one. Yes or no? In the same manner, we can say that triangle BDC is also similar to the triangle ABC. Correct? So let us start. I am going to take the very first condition, that triangle ADB is similar to triangle ABC. How? By double A similarity criteria. Just proved in the previous question. So can you let me know how did I apply double A criteria? This is triangle ADB and triangle ABC. So can I say that angle ADB, which is of 90 degree, means this angle must be equal to ABC angle. Why? Because B is also of 90 degree. And of course, angle A is common in both. Correct? The same strategy, beta, whatever I have applied in my previous question. So, by double A similarity criteria, I have proved that both the triangles are similar to each other. So, if the triangles are similar, then can we say that the corresponding sides must be in the same ratio? Of course. So let us take the corresponding side AD upon AB is equal to AB upon AC. Clear? Now, you could take the third relation also, but I don't require that third relation, so I haven't taken. I will let you know why don't I require the third relation. Okay. Now, while cross multiplying, AB into AB will become AB square is equal to AD into AC. That is equation number 1. Clear? Now again I am going to apply theorem 6.7 to prove that triangle BDC, again the another smaller triangle, is similar to triangle ABC. How? Angle C is common. Angle BDC, this part, is of 90 degree, and of course complete angle ABC is also of 90 degree. So again, by double A similarity criteria, we know that triangle BDC is similar to triangle ABC. So again, if triangles are similar, then the corresponding sides must be in the same ratio. So I have taken DC upon BC is equal to, here I am taking BC upon AC. Correct? Again, I have not taken the third relation because I really don't require it. Why I don't require that, I am going to tell you now. So children, by cross multiplying, we have got BC square is equal to DC into AC. That is equation number 2. Now I am going to add equation number 1 as well as equation number 2. What did I get? In equation number 1, I had AB square is equal to AD into AC. This was equation number 1. So let us add AB square plus BC square. LHS must be added in LHS is equal to AD into AC plus DC into AC. Now I am going to take AD, AC as common. So what is left? AD plus DC. Clear? Now AD plus DC is nothing but AC only. Have a look. This is AD plus DC is nothing but AC only. So AC into AC will become AC square. So this is proved that AC square is equal to AB square plus BC square. Now children, you may have understood why didn't I use the third relation. See, I wanted basically AB square. So how could I get AB square when I will be getting AB on left hand side either at numerator or on denominator in the same manner in the reverse position. Suppose here if I have got AB in denominator, so there I must get it in numerator. Correct? In the same manner, I wanted BC square. So how could I get that BC? In this way I could get. Fine. So that's why I have got the result as AC square is equal to AB square plus BC square. So this is hence proved. Clear? Okay. Now children, first of all you get your mathematics homework. Then I am going to discuss that example solution which I gave you in my previous lecture in homework. Okay. So your maths homework is you have to revise these two theorems which I have taught you today. That is theorem 6.7 and 6.8. Very, very important theorem these both are. If you learn these theorems by heart, you understand them, okay, then definitely you will be able to solve the next exercises yourself. And do them in your mathematics homework notebook along with examples. I am going to give you a few examples also. You have to just try these examples. That is example number 10 to 14. They both are based on Pythagoras theorem. They all are based on Pythagoras theorem. On pages 147 to 150. Clear children? Now let us start homework question solution discussion. This is actually example number 9. Most important example it is. Please be alert. In the given figure, the line segment XY is parallel to AC of triangle ABC. So let us draw a triangle ABC. This is triangle ABC. There is a line XY which is parallel to side AC. Clear? Understood this much? And this line divides the triangle into two parts of equal areas. When this line was drawn, XY was drawn, then this complete triangle was divided into two equal parts. So can I say that this part is equal to this part according to the statement? Okay. Then we will have to calculate the ratio AX upon AB. AX upon AB. This we will have to calculate. So let us start. First of all, children, you know that XY is that line which is parallel to AC. Here I have marked a few angles for your convenience. Let angle BXY be angle 1, BAC angle 2, ABC angle 5, XYB angle 3, and of course ACB as angle 4. Correct? Now XY, side XY is parallel to AC. So can I say that angle 1 is equal to angle 2? Why? Because they both are corresponding angles. Correct? Angle 3 is equal to angle 4. They are also corresponding angles. So if angle 1 is equal to angle 2, angle 3 is equal to angle 4, and of course angle 5 is common. In which two triangle, children, I am talking about? I am talking about XBY and ABC. So by which criteria I have proved? By triple A similarity criteria I have proved that triangle XBY is similar to triangle ABC. Let us check whether I have given the right name or not. Angle 1 is equal to angle 2 means X is in the correspondence with angle A. Angle B is common, so B I have written at the middle position in both the name of the triangles. And Y and C means angle 3 is equal to angle 4. Correct? So either you can apply double A similarity or you can apply triple A similarity. The choice is yours. Now, I have proved both the triangles as similar. Children, did you pay heed to the statement? What was the statement saying? That this line segment XY divides the triangle in two equal parts. Means this part is equal to this part. So can I say that this part which is forming a triangle is half, the area of this triangle is half of the area of the bigger triangle? Of course, we can conclude. So area of triangle XBY is equal to half of area of triangle ABC. How? Because this part and this part, they both are equal and they are going to form complete triangle ABC. So it means they both are equal to the half of the complete triangle ABC. Correct? So but because we are going to deal with the triangles, so I have chosen the triangle instead of taking this trapezium. Okay, this is trapezium na, AXYC. So leave this trapezium. I am going to try to maintain the relation between both the triangles. That is triangle XBY and triangle ABC. Got it? So as the area of triangle XBY is equal to the half of the area of triangle ABC, then can we write that area of triangle XBY upon area of triangle ABC is equal to 1 by 2. Why? Because they both are multiplying here. So when it will be going on left hand side, so it must be divided. Correct? Now children, this is the time to recall theorem 6.6. What did you learn in theorem 6.6? We learned that the ratio of the area of two similar triangles, they both are similar, I have just proved now. The ratio of the area of two similar triangles is always equal to the square of the ratio of their corresponding sides. Correct? So you can take any corresponding side. I have taken XB upon AB. Whole square is equal to 1 by 2. So when I am going to remove this square, it would become under root. Yes or no? So I have got XB upon AB is equal to 1 upon root 2. Let it consider as equation number A. Now children, I have found the ratio of XB to AB is equal to 1 by root 2. But in question the ratio of AX to AB is demanded. So what can I do so that I can get the ratio as AX upon AB? I am going to subtract this equation number A from 1. Just see what happens. It would become 1 minus XB upon AB is equal to 1 minus 1 upon root 2. Because whatever changes you are going to do on left hand side, the same changes you have to make in right hand side as well. So it is equal to, let us take LCM, root 2 will be the LCM, root 2 minus 1 upon root 2. Correct? Here I am going to take AB as LCM. It would become AB minus XB upon AB is equal to root 2 minus 1 upon root 2. So let us check whether AB minus XB is equal to AX or not. So this was AB minus XB. So this is equal to AX. The same thing I want, and in denominator I want AB only. So children, I have got AX upon AB is equal to root 2 minus 1 upon root 2. So this was the solution of example number 9. I hope you may have understood. Okay. So that's it for the day. Please do not forget to like the video and do not forget to subscribe our channel. Thank you and have a nice day.